What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the Diamond Select Toys Pacific Rim Uprising Valor Omega. Alright, my zillions, we have a little-known Jaeger from the Pacific Rim Uprising movie. Not one of the main ones that we see, pretty much a background one. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it. I didn't remember it, honestly. But it's actually a really, really cool design, and one I wish got into the movie a little more. And this is a really cool figure of it. It's probably my favorite Jaeger now that I've gotten from DST. I think they did a really bang-up job here, and it looks really, really cool. This video is courtesy of DST. They sent this guy over, so I really want to thank them once again for that. But this is an interesting looking fellow, and he's got some really cool proportions, as you can see here, spinning around. And yes, that's a new part of my videos. But I like it. I think this is very cool. He comes with a couple of extra hands. We see right here. We have comes with 2 fist hands and 2 open hands, basically, and they're both done pretty well. Looks pretty good. No problem with either one of them. Has some nice weathering on this one. Not really much going on there, but this one looks pretty good. So yeah, not bad. Let's get this guy off of there and take a closer look. One last thing before we get into it, but how cool is Valor Omega as a name? I think that's one of the cooler names, and it's so perfectly Pacific Rim. So anywho, again, proportions. Really, really nice. They definitely had this like kind of football player aesthetic going on in Uprising for the Jaegers, but this is a good one. I really like. It just feels nice and natural, and I don't know, just looks good. Shoulder pads and all, you know, they look very nice. We'll get closer now. I really like them a lot. I like that little design. You got a little paint elements in the back and front, and you know, you got gunmetal here on the sides, which looks pretty good. The overall color scheme, I love this like beigeish and this like maroon. It looks really, really good, and there's nice weathering over all of that. And the chest, it's nice. It's simple piece, nothing crazy there, but it looks very, very good. Remember, this was like a background Jaeger, so they didn't really have to, you know, get totally crazy, but I really like it. I like the numbering here, and he's got these like arm guns, which are super cool. They're like shield, like arm guns. I really want to see this guy in action, because these are very awesome, and you'd think he could have like really caused some good damage here. Really, really nicely done. I really like how they look. Gunmetal again looks really good on the guns. Hey, not bad. So that is nice. The overall arms look really cool. I really like the you know, the joints in there, how they look, and up at the shoulders, those look really nice. Just woven right into the overall design work. The head is really cool as well. I really dig this sculpt. I like that it's small. You know, maybe some people might not like that, but I think it's pretty cool that it's small. And I really love the blue right down in the middle. That looks really good, and you know, the rest is like that color scheme we've talked about. So pretty cool there. Got more gunmetal, more maroon. All the paint looks pretty good. I really dig it. And the sculpting is great. Look at all this like rivet work and stuff back here and up here. Nice attention to detail, like little booster packs over there. I guess they're not really, because they all get, not this guy, but you know, most of the Jaegers get flown around, so, but it kind of looks like that. And it looks pretty cool going down to his legs here. Further down his legs, looks really good in the back there. And the front, so pretty nice. You have little symbols down here, which looks good. You know, the I forget what it's called, but those symbols, yeah. I haven't watched it in a while. I gotta watch it again. I liked the movie. I don't know. A lot of people didn't like it, but I like Pacific Rim Uprising. It is no Pacific Rim, which is like, to me, a masterpiece. Maybe that turns you off, that I said Pacific Rim is a masterpiece. It is. Don't at me. But Pacific Rim Uprising is a fun little movie. It's not on any level of that, but this is a cool figure. Let's get back to the figure. I really like it. So, you know, paint and sculpt work are pretty amazing. All right, let's do some articulation on this guy. Now, I want to note here, because it's you know, I really, you know, for you guys, you got to know these things. His head was really stuck when right out of the package. So I ran some hot water underneath it. About, I don't know, I did it for like a minute because it was really, really stuck. And now the articulation is all freed up. It is a ball joint under there. So you can move that back and forth a little bit, you know, a little that. Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, could do some swivel in action. So there you go. It does move. You got a big ball joint here in the middle. Pretty free movement there. Works really well. It might be just a tad loose, but it's not like super like mess you up loose. You know what I'm saying? Then I really like the shoulder joints. You do have a swivel in there, and then it goes outwards a little bit on a hinge in here underneath. It is a little bit hindered because of the giant shoulder pads, but the giant shoulder pads move on its own. If you could see right in there, it's hard to see, but they're on a ball joint on there as well. So that moves a little bit there as well. And then this joint, which is very interesting, there's like an upper bicep ball joint, which is amazing. I think that's really cool. You got a hinge at the elbow. Not a huge range of motion, but it's there. And then you got a hinge at the wrist and a swivel. At the legs, you only get in about that much. Kicking out, you have a hinge in there, jointed inside. Gives you a little bit of rotation, but not much. And the knees, single joint, and you're about that much. And then the feet moves around, but it's not like super posable there. You do have a hinge in there. I do feel a hinge, but it's just because of the sculpt the way it is. Sculpted into the back here, you're not, see, it's just kind of limited the ways you can go. But that said, I mean, the upper body does have a lot of cool articulation, and the arms especially. So, and you can get them in a bunch of different poses. A little hard on my surface here. There you go. I mean, that's not like the best pose, but it does look good, and it, you know, the articulation isn't terrible. Lower legs is but the upper body is really great. All right, let's do some size comparisons. Here's with the SH Monstars Gamma 3 and the Fine Clover SSS Gridman. Here he is with the Robot Spirits Gypsy Danger and Ultraman X. Voyager class Megatron from the Studios series of Transformers and the Mezco Kong. I have a couple Pacific Rim Kaiju here with the Soviet Spirits Raijin and the NECA Hardship. This was Hardship, right? I think it was Hardship. See how he is with that. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna leave Hardship there. Bring in Hakuja here from DST. Just to show you their size comparisons, as well as a NECA Kaiju next to him. So show you the difference that is there. You know, couldn't get to any of these guys yesterday, so for this review. So a little bit of a, you know, bonus there for you guys that watched the Hakuja review. Final thoughts, I think DST did a great job here. They really knocked this one out of the park. It looks totally awesome. It feels good, and I just really like this design, and I really want to thank him for giving us this one. This is very cool. This whole third wave of Jaegers is one to get, you know, like, I really want to get the November Ajax, I believe the other one is, and the Kaiju drone, Jaeger drone, whatever. Yeah, those look great as well. Hoping to get them soon, but for now, man, I'm glad I got to review this. And again, I want to thank DST for sending him along. He is a really great one. I really recommend this one. It's super cool. Again, watch out for the head. You know, don't force it. You know, just run some hot water on it or do the hair drying method. Yeah, I mean, if it's stuck on yours, mine was, and you know, just general rule of thumb. You know, you feel that type of stuff, you instantly go for the heat. All right, guys, don't force an issue on your figure, unless you're gonna get a break in it. Sometimes these figures get very tight in transit. And there you go. That's my review. I hope you dug it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Until next time. Peace out, peeps.